Hari Om. I'm Devika Bhide from YogaPoint India. Welcome to 5th session of YCB Yoga Wellness Instructors course. In today's session, we will practice asanas in sitting pose. So let's begin. Dandasana. Dandasana is asana which is practiced in sitting pose and it is used as a pre-position or starting position of every asana that begins in sitting pose. So to practice Dandasana, first you sit straight on your mat with your legs stretched forward and together. Flex your toes, point them towards the ceiling. Try to keep your back straight and place your palms by the side of your seat. You can keep your elbows straight or keep them bent as per height of your arms. Slowly roll your shoulders back, keep your neck aligned with your spine and gaze forward. Then slowly close your eyes and start breathing naturally. Please make sure that you keep your knees flat on the ground. You don't tilt forward or back. You have to sit straight and try to put equal pressure on your both hips. To release Dandasana, you can take comfortable distance in your legs, 2 to 3 feet, and relax. Duration of Dandasana. Dandasana requires you to sit straight with your knees pressed on the ground. So initially you might find this difficult. Practice this asana for 15 to 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and then try to practice it up to 1 minute. Benefits of Dandasana. Dandasana stretches and strengthens your entire leg muscles and your back. So it improves your posture, gives your body flexibility. Contraindications of Dandasana. If you are suffering or recovering from any kind of injury, surgery related to your legs, related to your back or abdomen, then please practice it under expert guidance. Padmasana, lotus pose. When we practice Padmasana, our body looks like a bloomed lotus, and that is why it is known as Padmasana. Its reference can be found in Ghiranda Samhita and in Hata Pradipika. It is a meditative pose and it creates essential base foundation for concentration, pranayam, and meditation practices. To practice Padmasana, first sit straight on your mat with your legs stretched in front of you in sitting pose. Then take comfortable distance in your legs. Bend your right knee, place your right foot over your left thigh close to your belly. Then bend your left leg and place your left foot over your right thigh, again close to your belly. So this is how you cross your legs. You can also bend your left leg first. So practice this asana, then place your hands in Dhyana Mudra over your knees. Try to keep your back straight, equal pressure on your hips on both sides of your body, and gently close your eyes. Hold this up to 1 minute. It is a meditative pose, so you can practice this asana as long as you want. But initially you might find it difficult as it requires a lot of strength and flexibility. So practice it for a few seconds as per your capacity and then hold it up to 1 minute. To release Padmasana, first slowly open your eyes, release your hands, place them by the side of your seat. Then slowly stretch your right leg forward, then left leg forward. Bring your legs together and go back to sitting pose. Benefits of Padmasana. Padmasana is a meditative pose. It is grounding yet energizing. It creates balance in your mind and body. It also redirects flow of prana shakti from lower chakras to higher chakras. It stimulates kundalini shakti. It also creates circuit of energy inside your body. It strengthens and makes your legs flexible, your knees, hips, thighs, your lower back, upper back flexible and strong. It also improves your posture, helps you to reduce or helps you to elevate minor back and knee problem. Contraindications of Padmasana. Padmasana requires a lot of flexibility of your hips, your legs and back. So if you are suffering or recovering from any kind of surgery, injury related to your legs, related to your back and abdominal organs, then please practice it under expert guidance. If you are suffering from piles, ulcers, hernia, then also take advice of expert before practicing this asana. Vajrasana, thunderbolt pose. Vajrasan is kneeling meditative pose. Its reference can be found in Ghiranda Samhita and it is the only asana which you can practice right after taking meals. So to practice Vajrasan, first sit comfortably in sitting pose with your legs straight in front of you and together. Then start bending your legs one by one. Bend your left leg, right leg. Touch your big toes together and keep your heels apart. Feet should be flat on the ground. Then slowly sit over your heels. Keep your back straight and place your palms over your thighs or over your knees in comfortable pose. Gently close your eyes and hold. Start breathing naturally. Again, this is a meditative pose, so you can hold this asana as long as you want. But initially, if you have any kind of knee pain or stiff knees and legs, then it can be difficult to practice. So, practice it for 15 seconds, 20 seconds as per your comfort and go on increasing its duration up to 1 minute and more. So, practice this for a minute and then release. So, to release, again, release your hands first, place them by the side of your seat. Then straighten your legs one by one. Left leg, then right leg, or right leg and left leg. Place your legs together, toes erect, hands by the side of your body, and go back to sitting pose. Benefits of Vajrasan. As I said, that Vajrasan is the only asana which you can practice right after taking meals. Because when you sit in with folded legs after meals, more blood is supplied to your digestive system, which facilitates better digestion. So, Vajrasan helps you to prevent constipation, indigestion. It stimulates your digestive glands, stimulates reproductive organs, Vajra Nadi. It also stimulates your Kundalini Shakti, your Muladhara chakra, redirects flow of Prana Shakti to higher chakras from lower chakras. Physical effects are that it strengthens your legs, your back, improves your posture, and it helps you to elevate minor back and shoulder related problems. It helps you to fight with stress, anxiety, depression, and other mind related problems. Contraindications of Vajrasan. If you have weak knees or stiff knees, if you are recovering from any kind of leg surgery, hip surgery, back surgery, or injury, then please practice it under expert guidance. Yoga Mudrasan. This asana is practiced in Vajrasan and it is really good for your digestive system. So, to practice Yoga Mudrasan, first sit straight on your mat in sitting pose. Then slowly bend your legs one by one and go into Vajrasan. So sit over your heels with your big toes together and heels apart. Look forward, keep your back straight and your hands over your thighs or knees. After attaining this pose, slowly inhale and while inhaling, hold your hands behind your back. You can tuck your left thumb in, make fist and hold your left wrist with your right hand. Keep your elbows straight and look forward. Then slowly inhale and while exhaling, start bending forward from your waist. Keep your spine neck aligned and go down. Then rest your chest over your thighs and try to rest your forehead comfortably on the ground. If not possible, you can keep your spine neck aligned and look down. Just make sure you do not lift your seat. Remain seated over your heels. To practice this asana, duration can be up to 1 minute. So start by practicing it for 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and then go on increasing its duration up to 1 minute as per your comfort. To release Yoga Mudrasan, slowly inhale. Again, lift your head up, keep your spine neck aligned. Engage your waist muscles and slowly lift your back up. Go back to initial pose, release your hands, sit in Vajrasan, then you can extend your legs one by one and go back to sitting pose. Benefits of Yoga Mudrasan. Yoga Mudrasan gives you all benefits of Vajrasan. This asana is forward bending asana. So when you bend forward, it stimulates each and every organ in your belly. So it improves your digestion, helps to elevate constipation, indigestion. It also stretches your spine, relaxes your nervous system, allows more blood flow towards your head, which calms down your mind and helps you to fight with anxiety, stress, depression, and other mind related problems. It also stimulates your reproductive organs, improves your posture, and calms you down. Contraindications of Yoga Mudrasan. If you are suffering, recovering from any kind of surgeries, injuries, if you have stiff legs, If you have severe back pain, then practice this under expert guidance. Pregnant women should not practice Yoga Mudrasan. Parvatasan, mountain pose. Parvatasan begins in Padmasana. To practice Parvatasan, first sit straight on your mat with your legs together. Then take comfortable distance in your legs and fold your legs in Padmasana. Your right leg over your left thigh, left leg over your right thigh. Place your hands in Dhyana Mudra. Sit straight, sit tall, and look forward. Then slowly lift your arms up, stretch your arms in front of your body, and interlace your fingers together. And then slowly lift your arms up, turning your palms towards the ceiling. Elbows should be straight. Keep gazing forward, then slowly close your eyes and hold. So in this asana, make sure that you don't tilt forward or back, your arms by the side of your ears. Your spine neck should be aligned and keep equal pressure on both sides of your body. Hold it up to 1 minute and then slowly release. So to release this asana, slowly bring your arms down from front side of your body. Then release your fingers. Slowly rest your hands by the side of your seat. Release Padmasana, straighten your left leg, right leg and go back to sitting pose. Benefits of Parvatasan. We practice Parvatasan after sitting in Padmasana. So it gives you all benefits of Padmasana. It stretches your spine upwards, your spine, your neck, shoulders. It opens up your chest, so improves capacity of your lungs. It improves or stretches, realigns your spinal column. It helps you to elevate minor back related problems, shoulder problems, neck pain. It also stretches your abdominal organs, improves digestion, excretion, helps you to prevent constipation, and it relieves all tension from your body. It also helps you to gain focus and balance. Contraindications of Parvatasan. If you are suffering from any kind of surgery or injury related to your legs, back, your belly, chest, then please avoid this asana or practice it under expert guidance. If you have BP, if you have low BP, then you can avoid stretching your arms up. Pregnant women should practice this asana under expert guidance. Bhadrasana, gracious pose. It is meditative asana and its reference can be found in Ghiranda Samhita as well as in Hatha Pradipika. It is very grounding in nature. So to practice Bhadrasana, start in sitting pose with your legs together in front of your body. Then comfortably take distance in your legs. Keep your legs 1 or 2 feet apart. Slowly bend your knees and touch soles of your feet together. After attaining this pose, slowly try to pull your legs or your heels in direction of your perineum as much as you can and drop your knees out in direction of your mat or ground. Interlace your fingers around your feet, then sit straight, push your chest little forward, roll your shoulders back, keep your spine straight, spine neck aligned, and then gently close your eyes. Start breathing naturally. Try to drop your knees down as much as you can, but do not force. Again, maintain equal weight of your body on both sides and hold. So practice it for a few seconds as per your comfort and then try to hold it up to 1 minute. To release Bhadrasan, slowly support your legs and bring your legs together, and then you can extend your legs one by one. Go back to sitting pose. Please avoid giving jerks to your kneecaps in this asana. Benefits of Bhadrasan. Bhadrasan is a meditative asana, so it helps you to gain balance in your mind and body. It opens up your hips, makes your legs flexible, it strengthens your spine, your lower back. It also helps you to realign your spinal column, elevates minor back pain, shoulder pain. It opens up your chest, which increases capacity of your lungs, redirects blood flow towards your digestive organs. It also stimulates your reproductive organs and your intestine. Bhadrasan has calming effect on your mind. It helps you to fight with stress, depression, anxiety, and other mind-related problems. It redirects flow of energy from lower chakras to higher chakras and helps in stimulation of Kundalini. It is a meditative pose, so it creates essential foundation for concentration, pranayama, and meditation practice. Contraindication of Bhadrasana. Bhadrasana creates lot of or intense pressure on your legs. So if you have stiff legs, swelling at your knees or hips, then avoid practicing this asana. If you have arthritis, then practice it under expert guidance. People suffering from severe back pain, spinal issues should also practice this asana under expert guidance. Mandukasana, frog pose. When we practice this asana, our body resembles to frog. Reference of this asana can be found in Ghiranda Samhita. To practice this asana, first sit in Vajrasana. So keep your big toes together, heels little apart and sit over your heels. Back should be straight, palms over your thighs or your knees and gaze forward. Then slowly tuck your thumbs in and make fist of your hands. And place these fists by the side of your navel over your thighs in comfortable position. After attaining this pose, slowly inhale and while inhaling start bending forward. So start bending forward as much as you can, keeping your spine neck aligned. Bend from your waist and keep your spine and your neck parallel to the ground. Do not rest your forehead on the ground and do not press your fist inside your belly deliberately. So stimulate your internal organs as much as you can, but not deliberately. Initially hold this asana for a few seconds as per your comfort and then hold it up to 1 minute. Keep breathing naturally. To release Mandukasana, slowly inhale and while inhaling, lift your body up from your waist, engage your back muscles, slowly come back to center, release your hands and go back to Vajrasana. Then slowly straighten your legs one by one and sit in sitting position. Benefits of Mandukasana. Mandukasana is practiced in Vajrasana and we bend forward. So it gives you all benefits of Vajrasana. Then when you bend forward, your fists which you place by the side of your navel creates excess pressure on your abdominal organs, which massages your intestines, your abdomen, liver, spleen, kidneys, improves your digestion, prevents constipation and indigestion. It helps you to stimulate your Kundalini Shakti, soothes your spine and nervous system, and calms down your mind. Contraindications of Mandukasana. Mandukasana creates excess pressure on your abdominal organs. So if you are suffering from any kind of ulcers, surgeries, injuries, severe back pain, severe migraine, then avoid this asana. Pregnant women should completely avoid Mandukasana. Uthana Mandukasana, stretched up frog pose. Reference of this asana can be found in Ghiranda Samhita and it begins in Vajrasana. To practice Uthana Mandukasana, begin in Vajrasana. So keep your big toes together, sit over your heels. Keep your palms over your thighs and gaze forward. Then slowly take distance in your thighs. So keep your toes together but your thighs apart. Keep your back straight and gaze forward. Then slowly inhale and while inhaling, lift your arms up from front side of your body. Bend your right elbow. Place your right palm over your left shoulder blade behind your neck and head. Then slowly bend your left elbow and place your left palm over your right shoulder blade. Stretch your elbows up. Push your belly, chest little forward and lift your head up. Keep your spine neck properly aligned and hold. Close your eyes, start breathing naturally. You can easily hold this asana up to 1 minute. To release Uthana Mandukasana, slowly release your arms. So first straighten your left hand, then right hand. Slowly bring your hands down from sides of your body. Bring your legs together and go back to Vajrasana. Then you can extend your legs forward one by one and sit in sitting pose. Benefits of Uthana Mandukasana. Uthana Mandukasana begins in Vajrasana, so it gives you all benefits of Vajrasana. It stretches your entire spine, opens up your hips, your thighs, so it strengthens your leg muscles, realigns your spinal column. It also opens up your chest, improves capacity of your lungs, stimulates digestion, relieves minor back pain, shoulder pain. It also stretches your entire arms and improves posture. Contraindications of Uthana Mandukasana. If you are suffering from any kind of surgeries, injuries, then please avoid this asana. It stretches your abdominal organs. So if you are suffering from hernia, any back related issue, then please practice it under expert guidance. Patients suffering from low BP can avoid stretching their arms up. Though this asana looks very easy to practice, pregnant women should practice this asana under expert guidance. Ushrasan, camel pose. When we practice this asana, our body takes the shape of camel. So it is known as camel pose. Reference of this asana can be found in Gheranda Samhita. It is great back bending asana. It prepares you for further back bending asanas. To practice Ushrasan, begin in Vajrasana. So sit comfortably in Vajrasan. Then stand on your knees. Take shoulder distance in your legs. Initially, you can keep your toes flexed, or you can also keep your toes or your feet flat on the ground as per your comfort. Keep your hands by the side of your body. After standing on your knees, your back, your neck, shoulders should be properly aligned and gaze forward. Then, after attaining this pose, slowly roll your left arm back. Place it over your left heel. Then roll your right hand, place it over your right heel. Slowly push your belly, your thighs, and your chest forward and start bending back from your lower back. Then drop your head down and hold. Make sure that you don't tilt back but keep your thighs pushed forward. Open up your chest, drop your head down and practice as per your capacity. Do not force, do not overstretch. This asana is initially quite difficult to practice. So practice it for a few seconds first as per your comfort and then hold it, try to hold it up to 1 minute. To release Ushrasan, slowly try to straighten your neck, roll your right hand forward, then left hand forward, go back to starting pose. Slowly place your legs together and sit down in Vajrasana. Benefits of Ushrasan. Ushrasan contracts back side of your body, your spine, and it stretches your entire front side. So it strengthens your knees, ankles, thighs, hip joints, your entire spine, shoulders, neck muscles. It stimulates your digestive organ, your excretory system, reproductive system, opens up your chest, increases capacity of your lungs, stimulates your thyroid gland. It also stimulates various chakras inside your body and increases overall strength and stamina. Contraindications of Ushrasan. Ushrasan creates a lot of pressure on your entire body. So if you are suffering from any kind of surgery, injury, spine related problems, ulcers, hernia, constipation, then practice it under expert guidance. Patients suffering from high BP, low BP, migraine, insomnia, vertigo should also practice this asana under expert guidance. Pregnant women should avoid Ushrasan. Shashankasana, hair pose or child pose. When we practice Shashankasana, our body resembles to rabbit. That is what is known as hair pose. To practice this asana, first begin in Vajrasana. So sit in Vajrasana, keep your back straight and gaze forward. Then slowly inhale, and while inhaling, lift your arms up from sides of your body. Keep your palms together over your head. Elbows should be straight and your arms by the side of your ears. Then slowly inhale, and while exhaling, start bending forward from your waist. Go down, rest your chest over your thighs, then slowly rest your forehead on the ground, your arms on the ground. After resting your arms on the ground, release Namaskar Mudra. Take comfortable or shoulder distance in your arms and rest your palms facing down on the ground. Take comfortable pose, then deliberately relax each and every muscle. Keep your eyes closed and start breathing naturally. Shashankasana relaxes your mind and your body. So start by practicing it for 15 seconds, 20 seconds if you have rigid legs and spine, and then go on increasing its duration up to 1 minute. To release Shashankasana, again bring your palms together in Namaskar, your elbows straight over your head. Inhale, engage your back muscles, lift your body up, arms over your head, and while exhaling, slowly bring your hands down. Go back to Vajrasana. Then extend your legs forward one by one and sit in sitting pose. Benefits of Shashankasana. Shashankasana gives you all benefits of Vajrasan. Yoga Mudrasan. It relaxes your spine, facilitates more blood flow towards your head. It also stretches your shoulders, your arms, and opens up your chest, relieves minor back pain. It stimulates your digestive system, stretches your leg muscles, your spine, so it improves your posture and calms down your mind. It helps you to tackle with mind related problems, stress, anxiety, depression, etc. Contraindications of Shashankasana. Shashankasana creates pressure on your belly, it stretches your spine and legs. So, if you are suffering or recovering from any kind of surgery, injury, swelling, hernia, piles, constipation, if you have any if you have undergone from brain surgery, heart surgery, then avoid it or practice it under expert guidance. Pregnant women should completely avoid Shashankasana. Pashamurtanasan, forward fold. In Sanskrit, Pashim means west side and Purva is east side. So front side of our body is known as Purva Bhag and back side is Pashim Bhag. When we practice Paschimottanasana, our entire back side of our body gets stretched from heel to our head. And that is why it is known as Paschimottanasana. Tana is stretch. Reference of Paschimottanasana can be found in Kiranda Sahita and in Hatha Pradipika. To practice Paschimottanasana, first begin in Dandasana, sitting pose. Keep your legs together, toes stretched. Back should be straight and hands by the side of your body. Then slowly inhale and while exhaling, start bending forward from your waist. Do not hunch, keep your back neck aligned. Then grab your big toes and try to take your forehead in direction of your knees. Do not force, don't give jerks. Ideally, your forehead should touch your knees and your elbows should be placed on the ground. But bend forward as much as you can without giving overstretch on your hips and your lower back. To gain maximum benefits of this asana, you should hold it for a minute at least. So start by holding it for 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds and then build it up to 1 minute. To release Paschimottanasana, slowly inhale, lift your body up, keep your spine neck aligned, engage your back muscles, release your hands and slowly come back to Dandasana, sitting pose. Benefits of Paschimottanasana. Paschimottanasana stretches entire backside of your body. It strengthens your leg muscles, back muscles. It contracts front side of your body. Stimulates each and every organ in your abdomen. Intestine, pancreas, spleen, abdomen, then digestive glands. It opens up your chest, increases capacity of your lungs. It strengthens your shoulders, relieves minor back pain, shoulder pain. Paschimottanasana has many spiritual benefits. It also calms down your mind, helps you to fight with anxiety, stress, depression, and other mind related problems. It stimulates Kundalini Shakti with regular practice, and it is said that if you hold Paschimottanasana for longer duration, you start listening to Anahat sound. Contraindications of Paschimottanasana. Paschimottanasana exerts lot of stretch pressure over your thighs, your hips, your back. So practice as per your capacity. Do not overstretch your muscles. If you are recovering from any kind of surgeries, injuries, swelling, hernia, constipation, piles, then avoid this asana or practice it under expert guidance. Pregnant women should avoid Paschimottanasana. Purvottanasana, reverse tabletop pose. Purvottanasana is practiced as counter position of Paschimottanasana. It begins in sitting pose. To practice Purvottanasana, first sit in Dandasana with your legs together, back straight and hands by the side of your body. Then, keep your legs together and slowly place your palms behind your back. Now, in this pose, you can keep your fingers facing, pointing away from your body or towards your body. Practice as per your comfort. Take shoulder distance in your hands and elbows straight. Then after attaining this pose, slowly inhale. And while inhaling, press your palms on the ground, press your feet on the ground, and try to lift your entire body up in one slanting line from your head towards your toes. And once you are comfortable in this pose, slowly drop your head down. This asana is quite difficult to practice. It requires a lot of strength of your shoulders and arms. So practice it for a few seconds initially and then slowly increase its duration. You can practice this asana up to 1 minute. To release this asana, slowly lower your body down, sit on the ground, straighten your neck and go back to Dandasana, sitting pose. Benefits of Purvottanasana. Purvottanasana stretches your entire body. It strengthens your shoulders, elbows, wrist, your fingers, palms. It strengthens your legs, realigns your spine, opens up your chest, improves capacity of your lungs, increases blood flow in entire body. You drop your head down, so it stimulates your thyroid gland and it also stimulates various chakras inside your body. Contraindications of Purvottanasana. Purvottanasana creates a lot of pressure on your joints, your wrists, elbows, shoulders, ankles, knees, your back, hips. So if you are recovering or suffering from any kind of surgeries, injuries, swelling, then please avoid this asana or practice it under expert guidance. Pregnant women should avoid practicing Purvottanasana. Vakarasana, spinal twist. Vakarasana begins in Dandasana sitting pose. So to practice Vakarasana, first sit straight in Dandasana, keep your legs together and your spine straight. Then slowly bend your left leg, place your left foot on the ground and try to bring your leg close to your belly as much as you can. Then take your left hand towards your right side and try to place it on the ground. Then place your right hand behind your back. Your fingers of your hands should point away from each other, or you can also place them pointing towards each other. So practice as per your comfort. Keep your spine straight, don't tilt. Keep equal weight on your hips. Then, after attaining this position, make sure that your right leg is straight and knee is pressed against your mat. Then slowly inhale and while exhaling, start twisting your spine towards your right side. Your spine, your entire torso along with your neck. Turn, twist your body towards your right side. Gently close your eyes and start breathing naturally. Make sure your spine is straight and twisted. Do not tilt and breathe. So for duration, you can begin by practicing it for a few seconds and then practice it up to 1 minute as per your comfort. Slowly release this asana. Again, turn your body back to center. Release your hands and then slowly straighten your left leg. Then practice it from other side. Bend your right leg close to your belly. Place your right foot on the ground. Take your right hand towards left side. Place it on the ground. Keep your elbows straight. Place your left hand behind your back, your fingers pointing away from each other. Keep your spine straight. Slowly inhale. And while exhaling, twist your upper body towards your left. Eyes closed, body relaxed. Breathe naturally. Then slowly release. Again, turn back to center. Release your hands and straighten your right leg. Go back to Dandasana. Benefits of Vakarasana. Vakarasana gives nice twist to your spine. So it increases elasticity of your spine, facilitates more blood flow, especially at your cervical and lumbar spine of your body. It also helps you to drain accumulated blood, which is trapped inside blood vessels of your abdomen and your back. It relieves you from minor back pain, shoulder pain. It helps in preventing diabetes, spondylitis, then disorders of urinary tract. It is very good to prevent problems of menstruation. It helps in relieving constipation, indigestion, and it prepares your body for full spinal twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Contraindications of Vakarasana. Vakarasana creates good twist on your spine and your hips. So if you are suffering from any kind of surgeries, injuries, if you have very stiff body, then practice it under care, practice it under expert guidance. Pregnant women should practice this asana under expert guidance. Ardha Matsyendrasana, half spinal twist. Reference of this asana can be found in Ghiranda Sahita and in Hatha Pradipika, and it is named after Rishi Ghiranda. To practice Ardha Matsyendrasana, first begin in Dandasana. Keep your legs together, back straight, and hands by the side of your body. Then, slowly bend your left leg and place it on the right side by the side of your right knee. Then, slowly wrap your right leg around your seat, your heel close to your buttocks, but do not sit over your heel. Then, slowly take your right hand towards left side and circle it around your left knee or left leg and try to take hold of your left big toe. If you find this difficult, you can also take hold of your foot or your ankle or hold your calf muscle as per your comfort. Do not overstretch your shoulders and do not give jerks. After attaining this pose, slowly wrap your left hand around your waist, your palm facing out. Then slowly inhale and while exhaling, twist your upper body along with your neck towards your left side. Slowly close your eyes and start breathing naturally. Hold this asana up to 1 minute to gain maximum benefits and then release. While releasing, slowly inhale and turn your upper body, neck back to center. Then slowly release your hands without giving jerks. Slowly straighten your right leg, release in reverse order. So straighten your right leg, then your left leg and go back to Dandasana. Then practice Ardha Matsyendrasana from other side. Again, bend your right leg, place it by the side of your left knee on your left side. Then wrap your left leg around your seat. Take your left hand towards right side and try to grab your right big toe or take any comfortable pose. If you cannot reach your leg, then you can just take your hand towards your right side and hold it wherever it is. Then wrap your right hand around your waist. Inhale and while exhaling, twist your upper body towards your right side. Close your eyes and start breathing naturally. Initially, you can hold this asana for a few seconds and then slowly go on increasing its duration. After holding it for a minute, slowly inhale and while inhaling, again turn back to center. Release your hand, release your left leg, then right leg, and go back to Dandasana. Benefits of Ardha Matsyendrasana. Ardha Matsyendrasana stretches your entire body while contracting it on other side. So it also stretches and strengthens your spine, creates pressure on your abdominal organs, stimulates your digestion, excretion, secretion of hormonal glands, secretion of digestive glands. It strengthens your leg muscles, your joints, knees, hip joints, your ankles. It opens up your chest, increases capacity of your lungs, relieves minor back pain, shoulder pain, improves your posture, and it also stimulates Kundalini Shakti. Ardha Matsyendrasana is very effective in fighting or preventing diabetes, problems related to menstruation, cervical spondylitis, and disorders of urinary tract. Contraindications of Ardha Matsyendrasana. Ardha Matsyendrasana creates lot of pressure on your entire body. So if you are suffering from any kind of surgery, injury, swelling at your joints, if you have hernia, ulcers, abdominal ulcers, peptic ulcer, or if you are suffering from piles, severe back pain, headache, then avoid practicing this asana. Pregnant women should not practice Ardha Matsyendrasana. Gomukhasana, cow face pose. When we practice this asana, our body resembles to cow face. That is why it is known as Gomukhasana. Reference of this asana can be found in Ghiranda Sahita and in Hatha Pradipika. This asana starts in sitting pose. So first sit in Dandasana with your legs together and spine straight. Then to practice this asana, first slowly lift your right leg little up from your knee. Then wrap your left leg around your seat. Then wrap your right leg around your seat in such a way that your left knee and right knee should come on one another and your heels close to your buttocks. But do not sit over your heels. Then after attaining this position, properly wrap your wrap your legs around your seat as tight as you can. After attaining this position, slowly open your arms. Take your right hand up and left hand down and try to hold your hands behind your back. If you find this difficult, then you can also hold on to your clothes or place your palms over your back in comfortable pose. Try to keep your right elbow up, then slowly press your head against your arm and try to sit straight upright. Gently close your eyes and start breathing naturally. To gain maximum benefits from this asana, please try to hold it for a minute. So try practicing, start with holding it for 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and then go on building it up to 1 minute. To release this asana, slowly release your fingers, release your right hand, then left hand, then slowly straighten your right leg and then left leg. Go back to Dandasana. And practice this asana from other side. Slowly lift your left leg up, wrap your right leg around your seat, then left leg around your seat. Try to place your left knee over your right knee. Open your arms, take your left hand up, right hand down, and interlace your fingers behind your back. Keep your back, neck straight aligned. Push your chest a little forward, open up your chest, close your eyes, and start breathing naturally. Then slowly release this asana. Release your fingers, release your left hand, right hand, straighten your left leg, right leg, and then slowly go back to Dandasana. Benefits of Gomukhasana. Gomukhasana induces relaxation. It helps you to fight with depression, anxiety, and stress. It increases strength and flexibility of your legs, your knees, hips, ankles. It also stimulates your reproductive organ, digestion, helps you to prevent constipation, indigestion. It stimulates digestive glands, tones your back, improves your posture, opens up your chest, shoulders, increases capacity of your lungs, helps you to fight with asthma, and it also stimulates kundalini shakti. Gomukhasana symbolizes infinity and it creates circuit of prana shakti inside your body. Contraindications of Gomukhasana. If you are suffering from any kind of surgery, injury, peptic ulcer, hernia, piles, if you have severe back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, then avoid this asana. Patients suffering from BP should practice this asana under expert guidance.